song. Like the song you wrote and performed, rocking out to it is basically masturbation.
Oh, I like that song.
You're beating off on the internet.
Whatever it takes.
If you're gonna do it, okay, Wim Hof, whatever you're gonna do it well.
Yeah.
All right. So we're live. So we should probably tell people what the fuck is happening here. Hi, welcome to Marital Hate. I'm Stacey.
I'm Doug.
We're married.
We're husband and wife, or man and wife. No, it's husband and wife, not man and wife. I get yelled at that. I wrote that in a paper once. I had a husband and wife.
Why can't it be husband and wife?
Because it's.
I
wrote man and wife, and it was supposed to be husband and wife.
You have to ask yourself what people's intentions are.
Right.
Most people, when they don't say something politically correct, are just fucking speaking and not trying to be like offensive to you. They don't care. Like, you're not that important. Anyway, we don't hate each other. We have a podcast. We talk. Well, sometimes we hate each other, but not today. And so we hang out, and we're glad you're here. For the last 2 days, we had our first guest, and she was our second guest, Ann.
Right. And so now it's probably going to be an Ann hangover because we don't really have a lot of notes tonight to bring to the table.
It's not that we don't have notes. It's just that
I popped my collar for this episode. I don't know what's up with that.
Okay, Dracula. I think it's like we didn't prepare today. It has nothing to do with Ann. I mean, we miss her.
No, it has nothing to do with Ann. I was just saying that if Ann was here, then we'd have,
a third person to banter.
Yeah,
and I would be like, oh my God, both of you get on camera right now.
Well,
because
you were the one that needed it close to do the comments and things of that nature.
I needed it. It's not like it's not what we need for the podcast. I needed it. It was my personal.
If you had solved the multi-camera angle thing weeks ago, we wouldn't have had this.
You just not be a dick.
I'm sorry.
Doug's what?
The sun is shining and it's like kind of greenish out here.
And the birds are going apeshit.
Yeah.
And the pool is bubbling because somebody put dry ice in it. So he's very excited. Our daily harvest order came today. We tried a new flavor. The vanilla was really good, right?
Vanilla was very strong. I think it had like a bunch of seeds and pumpkin seeds and things in it. It was very good.
Shit?
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you what's in it?
Yeah, let's look that up.
Right, I'll pull that up. But why don't you tell them about our little visitor and what a delight she was and our little visitor today?
Ann was fantastic. She was a great house guest, great energy.
So if you're a fan of the podcast, and we hope you are, our friend Ann was here. My friend Ann, who I'd only met once before. We've been Facebook friends, and she's a loyal viewer of the podcast, and she's always interacting with us, and she's a delight. And she was with us for not long enough. We had plenty more things to. Well, the problem was that she was kind of our ilk. And we could have gotten into a lot of trouble, I think, with Ann hanging around. Listen, Ann and I have a good time together, and she encourages me because when I wanted to pick up turtle shit, it wasn't even like I was like, we should pick up that turtle shit and bring it home to Doug. If only I had a plastic bag.
She was already out of the car.
Running
over.
No, she was already out of the car taking pictures of the turtle. I opened my center console, and there just happened to be a snack bag in there, and I was like, and before, like most of my friends, or at least Doug, ruins my fun. It says things like, no, we can't do that. That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
She just took that and scooped that shit right up.
Scooped it up like
the shit, really, literally the shit.
And she never had kids. So like when you have kids.
Yeah, you get gross out.
Usually, you're covered in vomit and diaper nonsense. And there's all kinds of stuff you have when you have kids and things like that. She did not have kids yet. The poo-poo did not.
Which is actually really funny because I think she's more nurturing than half the people I know. Have kids. But she does her mothering to everybody around her, and I know that she's done a lot to care for her family members.
Yeah, she was very proud.
And I don't know. I just it's funny. The haters, as we call them, the more I get to know them, the more I like them, the more I feel like they're just amazing people. But Ann in specific, because we get to spend some time with her, I get to know more and more about her. And I don't know, like, there's definitely some stuff that I know that I'm like pretty sure can't go on the podcast, but she just had some really great stories and some great life experiences. And she just has a really great attitude, but she talks about how like she was shy and she came out of her shell. Were you ever shy?
I can be shy. Like, I can be shy. Yeah. But I was definitely shy growing up than I was after I joined the stupid band that I was in.
The stupid band that you were in? Why would you call it the stupid band that you were in?
No, I'm
Because
kidding.
of Steve?
No, I'm saying just no.
Why not?
Because well, no, it wasn't a stupid band. Like I took a lot of experience from that, and
Okay, but were you ever shy?
I think it was a little shy. Yeah,
The band brought you out of your shell.
yeah, probably. Yeah, punk rock in general probably did that. Gave me a little identity to.
So I think I was always chatty at my grandparents' house, but I was really shy in school. Didn't talk to anybody. Didn't have any friends until I got tits. And then here they are.
Here they are.
Although that was hard because my mom wasn't busty and she was very clearly jealous to the point where it was like a problem. Like she would tell me I was going to have saggy tits and stuff like when I was like 11. Yay. But she was also 15 when she got pregnant with me, 16 when I was born. So like,
yeah,
she saw me as a threat, understandably. But that's tough. Like, that's one of the things that's tough. Like, people don't realize like having large breasts is like, it's like a novelty, but you never know if guys are really into you. Women generally hate you. People constantly stare at you. Clothes are hard to fit. It can be painful. Like, don't get me wrong, my tits have gotten me out of a speeding ticket or two, and I'm not going to complain about that. But there's definitely some issues that come with them. Actually, I have some I had some lumps, and I have tapioca tits. You feel these things? It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like you feel like you're in a hospital about to have your tonsils removed because you get so much tapioca up in this bitch. But I had a lumpectomy. Look at this, my internet's not even loading. Not a lumpectomy. I had a biopsy and an aspiration. Biopsy this side, aspiration this side. And ever since I had that done, I've had problems with my breasts and growths on them. And so I would encourage everyone to
consult your
local medical professionals and alternative health professionals to do your own research in terms of what kind of procedures you would want to have on your body. That's actually one thing that's really interesting to me. And I was talking to my friend Lisa about this today, is that it seems as if many of these
speaking of,
okay, well, you're just jumping subjects, and that's not helping because I get off target.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be a dick.
I was just going with the flow. I thought we were, in the flow. Don't get mad at me. I'm just off the cuff.
Okay, well, I'm trying to stay on topic.
Okay, go back to your topic.
Don't remember what it was.
Tapioca tits.
Okay, well, my tits are lumpy, and I think that before you do any medical procedure, you should do your own research. To definitely with whatever the CDC and the FDA say. So anyway, I have a friend who today. She's talking about she may need some surgery, and they're talking about fusing 3 discs together. And she hadn't done PT yet, and they're like, well, you could try PT. And it's like, why hasn't she been in PT all along? Like, it just seems crazy to me. And of course, from like her perspective or from the perspective of the consumer, I think a big part of the problem is that people don't have time to go to PT, or it's not covered by insurance, and like they think that they're going to have to need surgery anyway. They're not given any I don't feel like people are given enough in terms of informed consent, which is funny because the whole law, like we had all these laws surrounding informed consent, and I don't know what the fuck they do because they seem to have gone by the wayside. What the hell do I know?
There, on a related topic, I saw a headline today about how they were developing or have developed a sealant for discs and things of spinal nature, which I thought was.
So what does it do?
I'm not exactly sure, but I think it because of those nerves, like, and I think the problem is when the nerves hit up against the spine or where there's a sheath there and stuff like that. So I think that's what it was, but don't quote me on it. But I did see it. I saw it in passing. I didn't know we were going to talk about spines tonight.
Well, I don't.
Otherwise,
I don't really know anything based on. You're like, there's some stuff.
There's a sealant. They came up
somewhere.
with a sealant
it's like some silicone. You just shove it in your fucking spine. You'll be fine. It's cool. Let's not read the article now. We'll have to circle back to it another day because now we address Anne's comment.
And she misses us already.
We miss you already. We were just talking about you, and I actually wanted to. So I wanted to talk about. I have a crush.
Oh, you do have a crush. This
gentleman
that came to our home today.
This handsome fella right here, Tom Hewitt, Anne's uncle. He's a little old for me. maybe not.
Nobody's too old.
Doug's too old for me. He's not. He's a handsome guy, although he's got a hot little Brazilian number on the side.
Yeah, I don't know if you can compete with that.
Uncle Tom, as it were, he designs these beautiful flags, and this one you can't see; it's his business card.
But all those little gray lines are names
of people that were killed in action during
Iraq and Afghanistan.
The Iraq and Afghanistan conflicts, and he really does a lot for the disabled veteran community, and so he had made these invisible enemy, wounded warrior, PTSD buttons, which I thought were really nice, and he has some for bumper stickers as well. And I think I'm going to get one too. I have a friend who I'm saving this for. He's not on the podcast tonight, but I'm going to give it to him when I see him. And so, yeah, I'm just really proud of, I'm always grateful for our servicemen, and I'm grateful. I'm even more grateful for our people that support. I'm grateful for our servicemen, but it's but
the ongoing.
But it's the people that do the ongoing support for the servicemen. I have a special place in my heart for, because as a society, we have a tendency to be like, hey, let's use you up.
Yeah.
So I just thought he was great. He had great stories. He had fantastic energy. He used to have an RV, and I'm like, can you come live in the?
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah.
And I hear, this is what I was told. Would you like to hear it? I was like,
sure, yeah.
Well, the first thing I said, so he's here. We're just having like a normal conversation relative to us, me being.
Well, yeah.
And we're just like chatting, getting to know him a little bit. And I was so excited because he just seemed like such a nice fella. And so I was telling Ann, I was like, oh my God, I love your uncle. He's awesome. We love him. And he said, people said with people like you, he would move to the commune too. And so that's maybe the nicest compliment I got. But I'm talking to him, and I was like, I kind of got going on a tirade as I do. And I said the F word, and I'm like, oh my God. I just said F. And I said it twice. I said 2 fucks. It was 2 fucks, 8 more to go, and then Ann's gone. But he was just really nice. He had really great energy.
And he can be in charge of roofing at the commune.
Yeah, he used to do roofs. I'm like, Uncle Tom, get out there and make a roof. Is it weird that every time I say, and I don't know if I'm supposed to call him Uncle Tom?
No, probably not. He's not your uncle. You could call him.
But I feel like I don't
Mr. Or Mr.
I could have called him. I don't know if you're supposed to say his last name, but I would have called him by.
Well,
his
you already
last name.
said his last name.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Rewind the tape. Yes, you did.
Did not. But we will rewind the tape for this video and every other video where you've told me I've said something that I haven't said. Anyway, I thought he was really great. So Ann is talking about the myelin is the sheath. Yes, but this is some sort of synthetic. Doug saw an article about that we haven't read about. So we don't know anything.
I just read something, all right?
You read an article about something.
I didn't read the article. I just read the blurb.
That's
so great I should have mentioned
it. Risa is here. Their show got rained out, and I'm glad that she's here because it's the Powdery Man Baby's birthday. Did you know that? And so our friend Steve, who we've been referring to as a Powdery Man Baby since the night we met him,
which came from a Cards Against Humanity card.
I wasn't going to tell them that. I wanted them to draw their own conclusions. Like I wanted them to be like,
I don't want people thinking he's an actual giant baby.
It was at Darcy's house, by the way. Yeah. Well, why not? I feel like if anybody could pull it off, it's Steve. Steve, I'll just tell you this right now. I hope your birthday is covered in powder. I hope you are a dusty white man, all in your glory. Risa, for his birthday, I think since your Red Sox game got rained out, you get yourself a big container of powder and you just put it all over the house.
Or cocaine.
All over not cocaine. No. Actual
I'm just
powder.
Thinking white powder.
Like cornstarch, not
talcum powder.
Not Johnson & Johnson. You'll get ovarian cancer.
You have to call Feinstein and for Lizzie.
Health shit. So this is what you do. You spread it out and you wet him with like a misting bottle and you have him roll around on it, and then he'll really be a Powdery Man Baby. But what I'm going to do is
the wedding part of it is a little much, but
don't you want the powder to stick to your Powdery Man Baby friend?
Well, hopefully he's got enough stick.
The important thing is I promised that I would sing to Steve. And I don't know if you know this, but I am a terrible singer. It's not good. Will you help me? Will you drown out my voice?
Sure.
Happy birthday to Steve. Happy birthday to
Powdery
Steve. Happy birthday, Powdery Man Baby.
Steve.
Happy birthday to you. We wish you were here, and we love you both. And we were
stay powdery.
We're always praying for you. And if you could send nudes with yourself just covered in powder, that would make my fucking year. My birthday's coming up. You got to do it. Tracy says, hi guys. Hi, Glenn. And I'm glad you made it home. She's not home.
She's not home. She's over the other side of Florida.
She's on the East Coast. She's on a world tour.
I'm going to Lauderdale for spring break.
Incidentally, you left something on my table, and I don't know if I'm supposed to keep it or give it away or mail it. You're going to tell me. That's Ann, not Tracy.
Yeah.
Tracy is on break, which is good because sometimes she has to neuter pets.
Oh.
I wish it would neuter you. I'm just giving you a hard time. He will love you calling him Uncle Tom. I will call him Uncle Tom, but it's funny because the phrase Uncle Tom has been thrown away in an offensive way. So I'm like, I want to call him Uncle Tom because I want to be respectful and he's older than me. And also I want an uncle like Uncle Tom or, just like a friend that lives in my commune who like forgives my potty mouth. See, this is what I need. Okay.
It's only racist if he has a cabin.
I need Uncle Tom to have a hearing problem. If he could work on that, it would be great. Because I often forget how ridiculous we are on the podcast. And by we, I mean me. And I say ridiculous things. But then when I'm face to face with someone who I like and respect, I think to myself, oh my God, please tell me they don't watch the podcast. So the first thing I said to him was, please do not watch our podcast.
Yes, please don't.
But if he could be deaf, like not completely deaf, just deaf so that it's hard of hearing.
You're going to jinx the guy with your voodoo.
I'm not trying to jinx him.
You're going to call the lady.
I'm just saying that if he could be hard of hearing, like you wish you were, it would be great for him to live on the commune because I wouldn't be horrified all the time about all the terrible things I say.
Yeah.
And he didn't seem to flinch when I said the F word, so that was cool.
He was all right.
Teresa said, wait, hang on a second. There's so much we missed. So many.
I don't know why he does that.
So many comments rolling in.
Okay, so
we got
you will love you calling Uncle Tom. Then after that,
we are having a thunderstorm.
Very good.
We had some thunder. Doug did his little radar thing, which I keep asking him to put on the marital hate page. Yet he hates me. Do you ignore me on purpose?
No, I don't ignore you. I just forget.
Yeah. Okay. And I hope you're okay. It was very warm there today, so I imagine it helps cool things off. Hope you're okay. Hope the animals aren't going too crazy.
My son said it went from the 80s down to the 60s, so that's like approximately a 20-degree drop.
Well, I'm glad it dropped down because people were very hot today. Zach actually did an air conditioning install in an attic, and he was not happy. How dare you read? What is she? Oh, well, it's dare you read. What does she mean read?
How dare she?
I want him to read, but I want him to read the article so we can have a.
I just read the blurb. I'm guilty.
I would like to have a substantive conversation. We can't do that when neither of us have read the article. We don't base our show on headlines. And then she said, like Scarface.
Yeah, that was the powder.
Oh yes. Well,
Hey.
I mean,
it's a party. Party like it's 1977.
Take the money you would have spent on 2 beers at Red Sox. At Fenway, you probably could buy yourself a great big pile of cocaine. I've never had cocaine. I don't think that would be a good drug for me. But Steve and Reese are pretty chill. I think that they might be able to get away with it.
Yeah, they could probably maybe.
And she said something was pasty. It would be pasty if you got your cornstarch, but it just missed him a little. Just a little miss, like one of those fine mist sprayers, perhaps, and then roll them around in the powder, like a breaded chicken fillet. Like a breaded Steve fillet. What? Do you not think that would be attractive? Maybe
actually, no. I don't think it would be. I think it would be a little
Steve.
Scary.
Send pics. It's his birthday. I think for Steve's birthday, we should mist you with water and cover you with powder.
Nobody wants to see that.
Did we tell the story about the Pepto-Bismol?
Yes, we did tell the story.
There's a story on one of these videos somewhere about me putting baby powder, hand sanitizer, and Pepto-Bismol down Doug's pants. You got
down my butt crack.
His butt crack. And in the end, his butt hair and his little baby butt, that's very small, ended up looking like a little tiny vulva. It was so cute. It was so adorable. Risa says,
if you're into that sort of thing.
If you heard my singing, I think you might want to take that back, Risa. It was terrible, but we do love Steve, and we're always thinking about both of you guys. Todd's here. What's up, Todd? Tracy saying hi. Okay, so this is really funny. Tracy did one of those quizzes on her wall.
Yeah.
And it was one of those who's the you hit at and then Facebook decides.
Yeah. I was gonna be sunburned.
And one of the people she picked was Charlie. And then I realized so Tracy's friends with Charlie.
Yeah.
I know Ann's friends with Todd. Ann's friends with Tracy. I'm friends with everybody. You're friends with most people. And I just like that people are coming together, and I think it's fantastic.
I was drawing one of those diagrams like they do in CSI or whatever.
She didn't make it home, but I'm glad you had your dinner break. I'd like to know what's on the grill. Do you eat Chinese? If you work in an animal clinic, can you eat Chinese food while you're there? And is it racist for me to say that?
And
also
it is not good.
Is it dog that's in pork dumplings? Because I'll still eat dog. I don't give a shit. It's so good.
Bad. That's bad. You like those IKEA meatballs though, so those
horse
used to have horse in them. So
you used to have horse in them.
Who decides like what animal we can eat and what animal we can't eat? And then there's other parts of the animal we can't eat in America, but other places love it.
Well, I think
like organ meat.
But I think that herein lies the problem. People are too worried about what society says that they can do, and people aren't self-sufficient. And these are things we discuss regularly. Where the fuck is Charlie? I'm gonna text him.
Dredge to Steve. That's fun. I'm sorry, I got ahead. I just had to laugh at that one.
Incidentally, Charlie and I were chatting about a lot that was on the market in town that we like, which I almost dropped the name of.
You almost did.
And Charlie, it's unbuildable, and Charlie is not convinced. He's like, would you, and I get a message today, would you live in a biodome? And I'm like, yeah, I'd live in a biodome, but I don't know how. I need air conditioning, plumbing, and water. And he's like, I don't really know how that's going to work.
So here's the thing. It's like the land down here in Florida, a lot of it's like cheap and whatever, but
swampland.
You remember? Yeah, you remember the old thing, I'll sell you some swampland in Florida. I'm trying to avoid buying that.
Swampland.
Well,
I'm not buying anything, but it's our friend is considering buying it. I would really love to be in a position to buy or build a house. I don't really anything fancy, but it would be nice to not have to move again. We're going to have to move at least one more time. God knows they could tell us that they're putting the house on the market again any day now. They did it to us last year and it fucking sucked. They even tried to sell us the house. It's not that we don't like the house, but Cape Coral's a little too crowded for us and it's a little too HOA for us. So we'll see. Tracy says, how dare you read an article, Doug? No, he didn't read the article. He only read the headline. Steve says, thank you, Tracy.
Oh.
I'm at the animal hospital with generators. I'm all good. I'm not worried about the generators. I'm worried about the dogs, because they don't like the thunder. And that's and down here, it's kind of a problem because people get all bent out of shape about fireworks, but the fireworks really aren't even the problem.
Secondary to the
It's the thunder that it's a daily occurrence. So you got to put your dog in one of those thunder coats or get it some AirPods Pro. That's what I've been telling.
Money making idea.
AirPod Pros for dogs.
Noise canceling dog something. I'm throwing it out there. If anybody wants in, you can join my LLC. It's called Dog Silence 101. Dredge the Steve.
Chinese restaurants seem to have figured that one out. They don't need your help. It's already, the market's already covered.
Silence the dog.
I don't know where that, if anybody knows where that rumor came from. I know that, get this. Okay, you can Google this. There's a Chinese place, might have been called China Royal. Don't quote me on that. China Garden, China something.
China blank.
In Somerset, Massachusetts, where they had a golden retriever in the freezer. And we went there. It was not long after I'd gone there for my grandfather's, 25th anniversary of sobriety or whatever year it was. Maybe it was 20th anniversary of sobriety. But if you look it up, they had a freaking golden retriever in the freezer. I didn't eat a dog.
You ate a dog. My wife ate a dog.
I may have eaten a golden retriever.
My wife ate a dog. That's tonight's episode name. My wife.
I don't think I ate a dog.
And it wasn't even, and this was before the golden doodle. And so that was an allergenic dog.
Tracy says, yes, you can. And no, it's not racist. I don't know if Tracy, you represent the lesbian contingent, not the Asian contingent.
So stay in your lane.
We're going to need the Asian contingents away. And I don't know if we have any. I think I might be the closest thing to Asian contingent that we have. Because when I laugh, my eyes get all squinty.
That's also offensive. Racist. Yeah.
I love everybody and I give everybody a hard time. So if we're offended, then you're probably in the wrong fucking place. I mean, chicken and mashed potato bowl. Is it from KFC?
Yeah, Tracy. I don't know if you know this, but there's an all you can eat KFC buffet down.
We've never been.
She won't go.
I won't go. I'm generally eating very healthy these days. What do we have for dinner?
Oh, a salad.
Actually, you should tell them how you made it.
It was a charcuterie salad.
Charcuterie salad. Tell them how you made it.
Package of charcuterie stuff, some provolone cheese, and let it like a lettuce mix, like a good organic lettuce mix.
I would have gone spinach.
Or
arugula.
There was arugula in there, and so the directions on this thing said put it on chopping board, chop it until you lose interest.
It was great.
And then throw it in a bowl.
Little vinaigrette.
I made a little vinaigrette to go with it, and boom, boom, boom.
I had 2 bowls.
It up. It was
like the 2 big bowls of salad. I had 2
big. So when Tracy comes down, maybe if she's so inclined, we'll go have a.
I think Tracy generally tries to eat pretty
No,
healthy.
that's true. But it's all she can eat, and she can't eat much. So we could stay there for hours, like just eating a little bit at a time.
She doesn't know what happened with all of her chats. I don't know what that means.
Oh, no, they were coming.
They're
were
coming
in.
through. We're just going slow. We're just
Yeah.
slow and stupid. Sorry for the duplicates. I don't think we've had any duplicates. I'm stupid.
The Archduke is here.
Charlie's here. He's not the Archduke. Why do you call him? Don't even call him Archbishop. We don't give ourselves, if we're going to give ourselves titles, I'm going to give myself a fucking title. Queen of the Cult. They're in the middle of the hospital, so it's muffled. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. Did they freeze a family pet? I don't know, but the restaurant was shut down for a while. And, you know, I realize that you're at work and you have animals to contend to, and there's a thunderstorm and the power could go out at any minute, but you're the person we count on to Google all this shit. Tracy, your job is getting in the way of our podcast. So I'd have to pull it up. Risa says, I need a thunder shirt next time I get trapped in the concession area at Fenway during a rain delay. Anxiety and masks. Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry.
We were just talking
we don't
about
go anywhere
that.
with people.
Yeah, we were just talking about
I don't
that.
like being around people at all. Fuck all of them.
Yeah.
I love people, but then I hate people. I can only be around them for so long.
Yeah.
And it's weird because like our house is it's pretty quiet. Our windows are original to the house, and they're like flimsy. They're like camper windows, and our house is concrete block, but it's relatively quiet. I still feel like my neighbors are literally in my house. And part of the problem is people who keep fucking showing up here unannounced.
Yeah, like the cable guy.
Cable guy showed up today. That's a whole story.
He ended up being a nice guy.
He was great. But this morning,
our wires were loose. They're higher now.
Beautiful now. He did a great job, but that's not the point. That's the point. Let's loop back to this. We got to respond to the comments because we got a ton. We'll talk about the quantum guy. We're getting there, but I don't like when people stop by randomly unless they're like people that I'm tight with. Like Zach can stop by randomly, but he lives in Massachusetts, so that's not really a problem. People who have seen my house messy, people who have seen me messy, people who don't give a shit that I don't have a bra on, people who know that there's no snacks. Like we might have snacks, but probably not. People that know that I sit on the couch because I can't fucking do shit. People that know that like sometimes like I don't know, we don't like each other, or Doug's walking around with food on his pants because he does that on the pants, and I'm like,
struggle is real.
Yourself? And no,
struggle's real
because poop doesn't come out as wiener as a rule.
So go back. Vietnam has a dog meat festival. Sometimes Stacy will have a dog meat festival.
That's the most racy thing you've ever said on the pod. On the podcast. On the cast. I wear my rubber thongs. No, not leather. See, she says she's wearing thongs.
Thongs
what
like
she
flip-flops.
means is flip-flops. But in my mind,
we're thinking
mental picture of Anne in a rubber thong. Actually, I'm gonna find one and send it to her. Actually, my computer's super slow today. It makes me concerned. Stacy, you ate dog. No, I did not. Well, I might have eaten dog. I don't know.
It's my wife.
The restaurant I ate at for my grandfather's sobriety anniversary was a Chinese restaurant in Somerset that was shortly later found to have a golden retriever in the freezer.
Well, how much of the retriever was there?
No, but it might have been
that
like,
might help.
They might have been like, oh, like we eat dog. It's a cultural tradition, and here's a dog that's available for eating, and we should respect that because I don't know. I wouldn't eat a dog, but I don't know. I'd eat you if I thought you taste good. Would I have put of you in my mouth? Yeah. I could go either way. It makes you so happy. I just keep doing it. What is that face? You want me to not do it? What? Do you think your balls are tasty? Would you like to lick your own balls?
It's a dog meat festival.
Actually.
All right, just next.
Okay. I did not eat a dog. LOL. Maybe I'm part Asian, like some sort of people are part Indian. I'm part black.
Yeah, you are a part. Yeah.
As opposed to John, it's like I'm 2% Jew blood.
I don't know what
that's not a thing. That's not a thing. And listen, we have enough problems with the things we say. We can't be responsible for you lunatics say.
Lunatics.
It is a banquet.
But just as good.
Just as good. I put hot sauce in it.
That was her dinner. She put it.
Oh, I thought she was talking about the dog. And I was pretty confused about that. Lots of protein in my diet, but I can eat whatever I want and I just can't fit much in. I have so many food sensitivities that it's a fucking nightmare. And look at that, a bug just bit me right there. It hurts. You know what we should bring out is the bug sucker. and keep it out here. We have this bug bite thing. What it's called, the bug bite thing.
Yeah.
And it's because you run and get it, maybe.
Can I run and get it?
Please.
Sure.
Doug's gonna run and get the blood bite sucker, and if he's a good boy, I'll put it on his wiener later. Ann says hi to Tracy and Charlie. She knows that she's screwing us up. She's working hard and changing her hours. Sorry, it is Yulin, China, where the festival is. So if you want to eat some dogs, go to Yulin, China. Good times. Okay, lunch is over. I love you all. Oh, don't work too hard, Tracy. We love you so much. Charlie says, and I'm mildly concerned about this, with enough barbecue sauce, anything tastes good. I might not agree with you, but it may not agree with you. It'll taste good. Yeah, I don't really care as much. That's the thing about being sick is at some point in time, you don't give a shit what anything tastes like. All you care about is it going to make you sick? Is it going to make you feel worse? Because that's kind of a daily problem in my life is, see this thing, it's called the bug bite thing. It usually comes with a label on it, and you can put this side if it's a small bug bite or this side if it's a big bug bite and suck that shit out. And I found that if you do it right away, it works.
Oh, yeah. I don't. It does provide a bit of relief regardless. So
anyway, I highly recommend getting one.
And I have the bugs.
Is the thing going?
Yeah.
The light's on. I don't know if it's actually going.
It goes.
I smell citronella.
Yeah.
Is it going to rain?
It feels like it's raining because it's going pep, pep, pep on our roof.
So the other day it got raining and it was really fucking loud. So that was kind of a problem.
That's when Ann was here.
It was, but we were like, what are we going to do? All right. So the quantum story is this. So y'all remember yesterday we woke up, no internet. Come to find out, somebody called to cancel their internet, and these fucking idiots shut our internet off. And I had to fight with them. And they're like, you called and canceled. I'm like, we did not call and cancel. They're like, you called and canceled. I'm like, no, I'm lying about this. They're like, you're moving out of state. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm not moving out of state. But I was like a little nervous because I'm like, oh God, I say fucking shit on the podcast. It's like perhaps annoys some people. And so if they're annoyed, are they going to try to hack our system? Or we like, what's going on? I don't look at this. Do you see you're getting this glare from the pool light? Should we shut them off until it's time?
I think it's going to get better as it gets darker, but it could be just.
Yeah, but right now it looks like shit.
Oh yeah, look at that. Now it looks like we're radiating light. We are goodness and light.
Okay, well,
come to the dark side.
I'm gonna turn those off.
Radiating goodness and light.
I'm gonna actually half the lights aren't. So I'm turning them off for now.
Oh, they're not on the switch. Because the switch has not been working, as you know. Why are you having such a hard time with everything tonight?
Okay.
Trying to plug it into the thing.
No, it's not that, but it's not about the plugging. It's you. If you yank it by the cord, it's gonna break. You have to pull it out of the outlet. Apparently, little known fact: everybody's fucking iPhone cords die all the time, right? Everybody's like, "Oh, I need a new iPhone cord." You have to pull it by the little plastic bracket, not by the cord. That's how your cords break, and you have to replace them. You have to pull it by the plastic part, the hard plastic part, not the floppy part, because then you'll have to replace your iPhone cords. How many iPhone cords have we bought in the years?
Over the years, thousands.
Thousands. We could save so much money if everybody just pulled by the plug.
Okay.
So, I don't appreciate your dismissive tone. But so now the lights are still on.
I plugged them back into the thing.
Okay. So
you can change them with your phone.
Well, I have to wait for them to be programmed in and all that nonsense. There you go. Okay, so quantum show.
Look at that.
So okay. So yesterday we had this whole thing with quantum, and I had to get the internet back on because Doug had some stuff to do. And so I was on the phone with them for 4.5 hours when I could have been hanging out with my friend who was already gone. We did have a good afternoon, but still. And so we drove around Sanibel. And apparently I don't even know if we got to this yesterday because I think you interrupted me, was that a lot of the restaurants in Sanibel were on strike.
Yeah, you didn't really talk about that.
Well, I tried to get to it, but you interrupted me.
Do you want to do the podcast by yourself? Because you're all over me tonight.
But I'm just
trying to do the podcast. I don't remember interrupting you. We had 2 hours to go over all this stuff. I
understand that, but I have to be blame assigned. I have trouble when I'm on a train of thought. Okay. If we change the subject.
Okay. Well, I am not interrupting.
I have a hard time. So we went to I'll come back to let me finish the story. The quantum guy, so they had to treat it like a new install. So even though I paid for my bill 2 days ago, I had to pay it again for an entire month. And they're going to come out and put a system in. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, then we're going to credit it back for you. honestly, at that point, like I wanted Starlink, I wanted to switch plans, anything, but Quantum, because this was such a disaster and we had nothing to do with it. And we've never paid even a second late because it comes out automatically. Like, not that we would have paid it late anyway, but like we've been good customers for them to just suddenly shut us off. Like it was bullshit. It took 4.5 hours of my time. So we still have this guy coming on Tuesday who's going to give us a new modem for I don't know what reason, but we'll take it. And this morning, there's a guy at my door. The guy's supposed to come on Tuesday. There's a guy at my door, and he's got a Quantum shirt on, but like I'm a little paranoid about somebody canceling.
And technically, if we had canceled yesterday, we wouldn't have been customers today. So I don't get that either.
I don't
see what I mean. If we had canceled, and the guy showed up today to fix our.
No, we'd already fixed it yesterday, though.
No, I know, but if we had canceled yesterday and he still had the appointment for today, we would no longer have been a customer today. Does that make any sense?
He didn't have an appointment for us.
Oh, he was just.
We have an appointment on Tuesday.
Right.
This guy randomly showed up.
He's just random. He just showed up.
He randomly showed up. And so I'm like, okay, I had asked on the Cape Coral page, like I was like, hey, does anybody have a number for Comcast? And a lot of people commented, not Comcast, Quantum. A number of people have commented, and one person was very helpful. I thanked her for the number, and then I gave everybody the conclusion. I said, they actually had to treat it like a new install, blah, blah, blah. The guy's coming on Tuesday. And because they claim they were adamant for hours that somebody called and shut down our account, I was like nervous, like, are people fucking with us? And so this guy shows up at the house. There's no car anywhere. Yes, he has a Quantum shirt on, but he's like disheveled. And it's a little early in the day. So I'm like, well, I just didn't know. There's no vehicle.
You didn't know.
And then there was a personal vehicle and it was parked back here by the bushes instead of in the driveway or in front of the house. It just was really weird. So I was just like, for the first time in my life, something just didn't sit right with me. And again, it didn't sit right with me because I was worried people were hacking our shit because somebody canceled their account yesterday, even though they canceled their own account. We accidentally got canceled. And so the guy, I'm on the phone with them for 20 minutes asking if this guy is like legitimately at our house. Like, why is he here? They don't know. And then they call over to dispatch. But I'm on hold for 20 minutes. Like, he could have murdered me 3 times. There was 3 of us here. He could have murdered all 3 of us in that short amount of time.
Yeah, 9 times.
We would have been
murders.
dead. And then poor Uncle Tom would have found our dead bodies everywhere, wrapped up with, Cat 5 cable or coax or some fucking cable lacing or some crazy shit.
He did have a drill.
He had a drill.
He had a drill with him.
Really could have been anything.
That's dangerous.
So that was frustrating. And the guy was really nice. And I hate to inquire about it, but it just seemed too random that they showed up. He's like, I know you have an appointment on Tuesday, but I'm still here.
Right.
But on the Facebook page, I said they're coming on Tuesday. So it was a little scary. But what I was really proud of is, as a woman, so often we're taught to play nice and kind of put in positions where we're uncomfortable, and we're always so polite. And it's like, my radar was off, whatever. But there's some random guy at my house that's unannounced that I do not know.
Especially after what happened the day before.
After what happened the day before, I was a little paranoid. And then the other thing that was interesting was, so Doug's like, well, maybe you shouldn't put stuff on the internet then. I'm like, are you kidding me? We have a fucking podcast where we talk about everything. So me asking a question and providing the conclusion, if people want to find out, they're going to fucking find out. They want to find out about you, they're going to find out about you. But they're really going to find out about you if you have a podcast where you share all of your personal information. They know my butthole hurts. I didn't update you. Still hurts right now. Just so you know, having problems. Took some Aleve. Not really a fan of that. I've tried several things. I'm drinking lots of coconut oil, lots of fluids. I'm working on it. Thank you for your care and concern. If you like a photo, perhaps I could send you one. I did send my friend. Oh, and in the process of talking about my butthole, what we found out.
No, we.
What do you mean? We talked about my butthole. I was talking about my butthole being inflamed and painful.
Right. And then you Googled something.
And I found out that, in fact, hemorrhoid porn is a thing. You're welcome. Look it up.
No, don't look it up.
I'm not putting it on the podcast so we can all watch it together.
Yeah, don't.
I mean, I would, but we'd get in trouble. So look it up. I see. This is the thing. I was watching it was a TikTok where it was grandfathers and their grandchildren, and they ask each other questions. They're basically
I like those.
Never have I ever.
Yeah,
and so they're
like
have you ever had anal sex? What kind of porn do you watch? And so they were like, what kind of porn do you watch? And I'm like, I don't watch porn to get like turned on. Like there's certain shows like California usually gets me. Californication will always get me horny because there's all kinds of sex on it. The movie Showgirls for some crazy reason. I love that movie.
That's my wife.
And then I like fucked up shit. So if you send me a video of something fucked up, I'll watch that. And I found myself strangely aroused by spider porn, but not even a little aroused by Blue Waffle or Two Girls, One Cup or the Vern Troyer sex tape.
Oh God, yeah. There's some.
What did you think about spider porn? Did you find that to be attractive?
I thought I like anything that shows creativity and high production value.
And it does have high production value.
And it was just so weird.
So
like this,
look it up. The Vern Troyer sex tape. It's
ignore.
It's scary. The grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I watched Two Girls, One Cup. I looked at Blue Waffle. I watched a lady stand on her head where she squeezed baby food into her butthole and then shoot it out. Or then the time the lady made a cake in her parts.
Some people have
too
much time in their hands.
Yes, I have too much time on my hands.
No, not you. The lady. The lady's sitting there. She's like,
hang on a second.
What can I do with this leftover baby food now that my kids are grown? Oh, this is what I'll do. I'll stand on my head and put it in my butt and shoot it across the room and film it for all to enjoy. Where is that train of thought? Please.
The train of thought is cha-ching. Y'all, anybody want to see some baby food of a baby lady's inflamed butt cake? I will do that shit right now. What kind of baby food you want? How much you're going to pay? I will do it right now. And you'll do it too. We need the money. In any case, Charlie is telling me to be nice to you. He's technically a rock star and he is your rock star. Yeah, he's technically a rock star. And yeah, you know why he's a rock star? Because his bitch wife nags him all the time to make music. Doug, have you worked any music? Is your song done yet? Is your record done yet? Have you finished your songs yet? Why are you still editing that one song when you have 2 more songs to finish? I am like the fucking nun at Catholic school. Drives him fucking crazy. It's fun. I love it. I love being the adult. It's great. The grouchy fucking demanding bitch wife that I am.
The full moon, apparently.
Full moon was 2 days ago. But we talk. One thing that people do not see, what they do not see, because you're not here and you're Todd, is that.
That's rude to Todd, the sightless. Now you're making fun of the sightless.
I'm not making fun of the sightless.
First you ate a dog.
Hey, I'm
and
sorry.
Now you're making fun of a blind guy.
Do you know of any other podcast in the world that is rallying for hand job accommodations for the blind? I don't.
Yeah, Rogan, you better step it up.
No,
Get some folks out there.
I just have to write this down because I want to remember which episode I said hand job accommodations for the blind.
Hand job accommodations.
Because I feel like that's something we should do. If you have any other disability we can support you with, we would love to. We're friends to the disabled because one of us is disabled.
And one of us is a good friend to all.
You're not a good friend to all.
I'm a good friend to all
really?
people.
How many of your friends have you called lately?
I talked to George 2 days ago.
When was the last time you called Tracy?
I don't have Tracy's number.
Okay.
I did send something to Leslie Arthur today. I sent to the group. I sent a very funny.
When was the last time you talked to Joe Biggins?
I haven't talked to Joe Biggins.
I bet I talked to Joe Biggins more recently.
Joe Biggins is your friend, because you stole him away from me.
I didn't steal him, but what has happened is people meet me and they like me better. I'm worried.
No, they know how great I am. They're just in
Conrad.
Conrad
Messaged me every day until he died, and that made me so sad. And I used to talk to him all the time. Actually, Todd's kind of the new Conrad. Todd, don't die.
Yeah, Todd.
Don't die. I like you. I like you a lot. Let's live on a commune together.
She just likes to make fun of
It'll
you
be a cult.
in your.
I don't like to make fun of him.
You called him one of the 3 blind mice. No, I'm making that up.
No, but Todd. Oh my God! Everybody, song of the night. It's from Wild and Out. 3 blind mice. Look it up. It goes like this. We're 3 blind mice and we're looking for that pussycat. Looking for that pussycat. Looking for, but it mostly sounds like pussy.
Yeah.
And it's really funny and it's good. And I think that Todd is gonna walk by a fish market and go, "Good morning, ladies." If you've ever listened to Colt 45 by Afro Man, it's an old joke. A blind man walks by the fishing market and he says, "Good morning, ladies," and then he sings a song about Colt 45, which is another song you guys have to look up. Colt 45 and 2 Zigzags. Baby, that's all we need.
But what is the name of that song?
Colt 45.
Is it really?
Yes.
I thought it was.
Would you like me to sing it word for word? Because I know the entire song.
No, that's okay. I didn't know that. I thought that was just the opening lyric. I didn't know that was the name of the song.
Also, there's an excellent cover of Colt 45.
Isn't it called Tumbleweed?
No, it's not called
Oh,
Tumbleweed.
okay. I don't know. I always thought
It's
that song
called Colt 45.
I always thought it was called
It's by
something else.
Afro Man. It's called Colt 45.
Okay, all right.
Would you like me to sing you the chorus?
Colt 45 and 2 zigzags, baby, that's all we need.
We could
Walk
go to
through
the park after dark, smoke that tumbleweed. And as a marijuana, we're not singing anymore.
I don't know.
Do you want an edible?
I don't know the.
I don't
second
know.
Verse.
Were those
Something
accidentally
about tumbleweed?
And why didn't we do all the things that we were supposed to do?
Ian.
We get distracted too much. Goddamn Quantum. Those
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
they ate into the fun.
In any case, Todd is a good sport because he knows that here at Marital Hate, we choose to laugh rather than cry. We're going to laugh no matter how inappropriate it is, no matter how offensive it is. We're going to have a good time because that's all we got.
Because
right?
some people will look at Todd and say, "Oh, he's a blind guy. I don't like blind people." Whereas we would look at a blind person and say, "Oh, that welcome into our group."
I think I mean we would say welcome to everybody.
Nobody would say I don't want a blind friend. I just made that up.
They wouldn't say it to their face.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know if there's people out there that don't want a blind friend, but
they would say, "Hi, Todd," really loud. They get up close,
like
say
as if he was
deaf. Yeah.
Well, I will say this: I didn't think it was possible not to like the Irish, but my dad went on a tirade about he doesn't like the Irish in the middle of a restaurant in Weymouth, which is at a table next to us full of redheads, one of the most Irish towns in the country. And my dad's talking about how he doesn't like the Irish. I don't know how you don't like the Irish, so I don't know how you couldn't like the blind either. But here we are. Maybe my dad doesn't like the blind.
Yeah, we moved to Worcester. They said, "Are you Irish?" I'm like, "No." What difference does that make? Oh, well, you can't live in this neighborhood if you're Irish. I'm like, what the hell kind of people were going around in 1971, Worcester, Mass?
This was in 2019.
Well, your dad is a blast from the past.
He's only 8 years older than you. Like, let's talk about that and my daddy issues. Welcome to Work Cold. I'm not really sure what that means, but welcome to Work Cold.
Welcome to Work Cold. I don't know what that is. Todd, can you explain yourself?
I don't know what you're talking about, but it's probably like you probably made a joke that we should have gotten, but we're just too stupid.
We're just...
While you explain that to us or don't explain it to us, or maybe you tell me tomorrow, I don't really care. Well, I do care. I want to hear what you think. Your thoughts matter to us. All of you guys, your thoughts matter. And Anne gave us some valuable feedback, and I was trying to take that into account today. But there you go. So the thing about the restaurants, hang on, Todd's back. Welcome to Work. Yeah, it's that one. Welcome to our cult. Darn talk and type. That's right. Because I don't know if you're aware of this, but if you happen to be visually impaired, it would be very difficult to see your keyboard. The thing that's crazy, I type.
I have to look. So I would be screwed.
That's some pussy maneuver right there.
Thanks.
Real men type in the year 2023. Archie Bunker.
I'm a one-fingered Willie.
I think you usually use two.
Two-fingered Willie.
No, how many do you use? Do you just like that? Like that?
It's something I
just
do not
me.
like. No, I don't like to discuss my technique.
You told me that I have to be a lesbian when you die. What am I gonna do if I don't? Is it like that? Tracy will show me. She's at lunch. Her lunch is over. She can't show me. I hope she watches this later. Okay. Anyway, I'll be your typist or the talk to type. We can go either way. I just didn't know what you're talking about. So anyway, back to the restaurants yesterday. So we went to the restaurant yesterday. We ended up going to this Mexican place. It was delightful. Hopefully, Lindsay and Alex are going to stop by at some point. They were both delightful. I especially like Lindsay because she was our server. We had a great chat with her. Alex, we talked to a little bit. I liked his energy and was like, meh. But we found out that the reason the restaurants in Sanibel, most of them were closed. We were going to go to the Mucky Duck. And the reason it was closed was because the restaurant workers were protesting immigration laws, which of course heavily affects the restaurant industry. And it was interesting because, it wasn't terribly organized because nobody knew about it. The only reason I knew about it is because I was talking to my waitress about her sex life. So I think it's reasonable to say that she might be able to tell me about a local strike. She said these guys couldn't do it because they were afraid to lose their job. And so the other restaurants had closed and they striked. And so it wasn't a very well organized strike because she only found out about it the day before. And then the day of the strike, not everybody, like Mudbugs was opened, and whatever that name of that place was open. So I don't know what else on island was open. I don't know if it was a global thing. I don't know what the deal was. But I will say this. There's an excellent video on YouTube. It's a TED Talk where this guy does a gumball. It's like a gumball display, and he's talking about immigration in the world and how many people are lacking. And it was really interesting, and it really opened my eyes, because obviously I want everyone to live in a safe and comfortable place. I want everybody to live on our commune with us. But one of the problems is that often the people that leave their home countries and come to the United States are the people of means, the people of education, because it costs a lot of money to come here. And so these are the same people that could be improving their home countries. And we have a friend who's half their family lives in India, and half lives in the United States, and they go back and forth, but they do a tremendous amount in India, and they want to support their community. And then they're also supportive of the community in the United States. They're really an excellent example of the kind of global impact just a couple people can have. And so this whole gumball thing the guy talks about is how the people who leave, all these people leaving their country because the conditions are terrible, but then our country doesn't have the infrastructure for it. What happens is we crumble. So what we ought to be doing is, instead of spending a fucking fortune on wars around the world, why aren't we supporting communities and helping them build their infrastructure and help them to help themselves, which is, I think, what we should always do in life. And don't get me wrong, I love Mexican Americans, and South Americans in general. One of my favorite people is from Argentina. I haven't met a Cuban I don't like. I love all the Brazil. I love everybody, but I want everyone to have an equal opportunity to come to the United States, because I have a lot of friends in Europe who can't come here. A lot of friends in South Africa, friends in Asia that can't get to the United States because they can't get in. And I think that it's important that we vet people, and that, because we're so drained right now, we have to stop taking on the problems of other nations in this world, when there's much richer countries that are in much better position, because the United States is dramatically declining. So I know you're not going to agree with a fucking word I just said, but watch the Gumball TED Talk. It's really very interesting. Charlie says, those who are blind are actually gifted. They gain the ability to see the real and authentic. Race, color, and creed is irrelevant to the blind. They get to hear the true value of people. Well, here's the problem, Charlie. He's not really blind yet. So soon. He's not special yet. You are not actually gifted, Todd, yet. You let us know when you're actually gifted. Partially gifted. And we'll put your spidey senses to work. But partial. I don't know. I'd like to think that I don't see that in people, but I do. I mean, like, I think that the fact that people that we feel as a society, or, our society, or the powers that be in our society want to put everybody into a little box, just goes to show that it's ridiculous. And sometimes you belong in that box. We joke that I'm an unemployed pothead. Well, the reality is I don't have a job and I do use cannabis, but there's more to that story, right? Right. And so, I have a chronic illness, and I want to die every day, and cannabis is the only thing pretty much keeping me alive these days. So, I think it's easy to look and say, like. If there's a stereotype, let's laugh about it. I think it's because you cleaned the thing and it gets greasy and it makes a smudge. You can't just. You want to try it one more time? I will try it one more time. Doug's cleaning the camera, everyone.
Hold on, everybody. Here. That's a little better.
Maybe.
It's softer. It's a softer focus.
It's a soft glow, and you can see us. Although I don't know if it's better. You guys tell us if it's better with the lights on or off. But I don't know. I was saying something about the blind. Todd's going to have more skills, but I don't like that society divides us or puts us in boxes. And I think, sure, some stereotypes will occasionally hold true and some won't. We make assumptions about it. We make assumptions about other people. They make assumptions about us. It's just human nature. How about this? How about we all sit down and get to know one another and be able to laugh at ourselves and be able to forgive one another? Imagine a world where everybody had good intentions. They were able to laugh at themselves and realize that other people have good intentions. Yeah. What if we all? Yeah. Listen, don't get me wrong. don't get me wrong. I felt uncomfortable this morning when the what do you call it guy was here because out of the middle of nowhere. But you know, I only felt that way because the stupid cable company said that. But it just, you know, I don't want to feel like that ever. And that's not my nature, by the way. Like I will get in the van with a stranger if you tell me there's kittens or puppies are really just like fun. I mean, for fuck's sake, look at the people I hang out with.
It's a ragtag bunch. It's much like the A-Team. You've got B.A. Barabbas.
It's like always.
Brackus.
And if you guys don't watch this, if you like this podcast, you would love Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you love Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you will love this podcast.
So when you were talking about people and loving everybody and everything else, something I saw the other day was that our society puts value, and here's like, it's kind of a big problem if you think about it. Our society puts value on the worst traits within humans.
I would agree with that.
So,
well, not the worst traits, but the least important traits.
So things like
looks, status, money,
looks, competitiveness. You know, there's a like the more competitive you are, the more you're valued. Like the more cutthroat you are, the better more you'll succeed. And the more I was thinking about that, and they listed a bunch of.
That's why I fucking hate people.
And I think that's like I always go back to the Wall Street movie from the 80s, right? When Michael Douglas had his thing, greed is good. Well, everybody was like, yeah, that's great. Greed is good. You know, but everybody missed the point. Greed is not good, right? Greed is greed.
Yeah, it was
greed
the 80s,
off,
though.
You know,
We were targeting the audience. It was the 80s. It's like
going
to FSU and saying if you give her one margarita.
Yeah.
If you didn't catch one margarita, I definitely suggest it.
So anyways, I was like really thinking about that because I struggle a lot with the fact that like I'm a creative guy, and that's sort of like I think differently than other people, and that's not as it used to be valued like back in the Renaissance or whatever. But now, I mean, it's valued and it's like, oh my God, he's so talented, whatever. But like not in society. It's not like it doesn't like that. Creativity doesn't really translate to status or money or anything like that. Whereas some of this other stuff does wrap up into that vision of success. And I thought it was actually pretty interesting and pretty valid. And I think I want to think on it a little bit more because I think it's like,
so I think that it really depends, like society as a whole, right? So when you say society as a whole, it's the idea of what you have of society.
Well, it was kind of society and capitalistic society and the United States in general.
Hear me out. So I'm saying that in an effort to make sales and increase GDP, corporations and the media spend all of their time convincing people to consume.
Yep.
And there was no better example of that than the 80s. And so you see stories in magazines and in the world. And I was talking to, believe it or not, Ricky and Ryan, the pool guys, no AJ this time. They were great. We gave them some ice cream. They were thankful. They said no at first, but I forced it on them.
So that one poor guy took your ice cream and ate it, even though he was lactose intolerant.
It didn't have any fucking dairy in it.
Shit in a bucket.
It had no dairy in it. It was keto. I was like, it's keto, but it's like, it tastes good. It's a little stevia. I mean, you eat the keto, by the way, and you're fine.
Yeah, it leaves a little taste afterwards. But I think that's dairy, though, isn't it?
It's not dairy.
What is it?
Oh, it may be dairy.
I think it's dairy.
Look it up. Keto salted caramel bars from Costco. They're very good. I highly recommend them. I don't eat them often, but when I do, there's something. I don't know what I was looking at over there.
That's probably just a gator.
There's a lot of bugs in the pool tonight.
There are.
I think we need to get the filter probably. Yeah. Anyway.
So, anyways, value kindness, value generosity.
No, but I'm saying that. Value. So I was talking to Ricky and Ryan.
Yeah. Oh, Ricky.
About the pool. They did a great job, and they were super nice. Ricky and Ryan, and they were saying, I was like, I want to thank you guys for coming and all your hard work. And I'm like, I don't have any money, but because we're broke, but look where we live. And I brought them ice cream bars, and I was like, so I just, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. And I said, if I had money, I would give it all to you because that's the kind of person I am. And that's why I don't have any money. And they said, us too. And, we were just, I definitely know some people that are wealthy, that are very generous. And I hate that some people have a stereotype that that's not true. I know a lot of wealthy people are incredibly generous, but there are definitely people who got wealthy through unscrupulous means. And
or they didn't work for it and they inherited it, stuff like that. We were talking about
but I think it's funny because it's I think you have the I want to circle back to that. I think we have the impression that if somebody has money, they must have done it through unscrupulous means, or that they are, evil, or they inherit it. And I have a perfect example. My dad was a high school dropout and a fucking train wreck for years. And he got sober for a while and got a job answering the telephone at the electric company. And he did that for years. And he started, I think it was like $8.35 an hour. It was really not much money. And so he took that minimum wage job and he started to study to be a lineman. And he took the electrician's exam, and I used to study with him. When I would go visit, I would study with him. And I don't think any of that would have happened without his wife, Arlene, she just changed him. And the funny thing is, she's 11 years older than him, and he was working on her house, and she picked him up. That's not the point.
Wow.
And they've been married forever. But so my dad, he worked at TMLP in Taunton, and you can even look him up in the paper because the salary was posted because he's a town employee. And he went from not having a job. I don't even know if he had anywhere to live at one point. Like at one point he had to borrow $500 from my grandparents. And actually my grandmother told me he never gave it back to her. So she was pretty upset about that till she died. But like, not really, but like, just like, I gave him $500 and I never got it back. That $500 came from my bank account, Dad. Anyway, they would take the money out of my savings account. Like whenever when my mom demanded money, and I guess with my dad, like my family would put money, like people would put, like my great aunts especially would put extra money aside for me because my parents were fuck ups. And so when my mom would go to my grandparents for money or whatever, my grandmother would take the money out of my account. I wish I still had the fucking
the passbook.
I still had the passbook because that was fucking funny as shit. So anyway, that's not the point. The point is that and by the time you get that money, by the way, and it was such a small amount, it means nothing because of inflation.
Right.
It was like $200. I was like, okay, I'll buy a textbook. But it was very thoughtful of my grandmother. But there would have been a lot fucking more money in there had there been constant withdrawals and such a shitty interest rate. So it was a shit interest rate. It wasn't invested in anything. It was like
this is the savings
account, Bristol County Savings Bank, or was it? No, it was Slade's Ferry Savings Bank.
I used to like that little book though. They put in
I did like the book. Anyway, what was the other one I was going to tell you?
Oh, about your father being a kind of a self-made man.
Oh, so my dad, so he started answering the phones, and I used to tell me all kinds of stories about that. Then he was an apprentice on a truck. Then he was a lineman, and then he was a foreman, and he was president of his union. He worked like a fucking dog. And my dad, he wasn't home much. If there was a chance to be on call, he took it. If he was on, a lot of the guys, like when you're on overtime, when you're on overtime, you like if you're on call. So if you're on call, you have to wear the pager and you have to be available for any emergency. And they'll call in other people if there's a bigger emergency, but that one person has to be available. So you're not allowed to go so far from the area. And you were a pager, or we had like a CB thing. I don't know what the fuck it was called, scanner. And so you could do street lights if you wanted to make money. So my dad would literally stay up all night doing street lights every time he was on call. He took every opportunity for overtime. And then he had a side business with his backhoe. If you've ever driven by the Silver City Galleria in Taunton, Massachusetts, the original sign, my dad actually built the transformers for that. It kind of makes me wonder though. My dad was a selectman in Berkeley at the time when he did that. Is that a conflict of interest?
If it was in Berkeley, yes. If it was out of Berkeley,
the town of Berkeley was involved with the mall purchase or with the mall building for some reason. I don't know if it was just that I know that when the mall when they did the grand opening, the selectmen from Berkeley got a tour. So I don't know, maybe I just unveiled a government conspiracy involving my own father, but he doesn't talk to me, so what do I give a fuck?
I don't know how many backhoes are in that general area, but there's probably not a lot that would come in.
First of all, it was an electrical job. So,
I thought you were,
and it's Berkeley, so every other house has a backhoe. Not every house, every other house. Although now it's got more built up, and they've replaced half of the cow fields with solar fields.
Yeah, which is I
don't know. I think the fire chief's doing a great job. Hey, Scotty, love you.
I think that the area under solar panels is unutilized. I think you could grow mushrooms down there or something.
That'd be great.
Right?
Let's go. Mushrooms. You grow mushrooms. That solves a lot of problems because a lot of people are using mushrooms now for PTSD and other delightful things. I'd like to point out that the marijuana is just starting to kick in, so it might be a good time tonight. I want to go back to okay, so we got to go to Charlie's thing, but I don't know that we were even done with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe we'll get there. Maybe we won't. What were we even talking about?
We were talking about your dad.
Oh, my dad. So there are self-made millionaires out there, and let's not, like we talk about not jumping to conclusions about everybody else. Let's not jump to conclusions about the wealthy. Let's all surround ourselves with people who are they don't have to think the same way we do, right? Like we don't need the same mind. That would be boring. We would never fucking learn anything. Doug and I do not have the same mind. We need people with the same hearts. People who care.
That's very nice.
I want to be with like-hearted people.
Like-hearted.
I don't want to be with like-minded people. I want to be with like-hearted people because like-hearted people, you're going to help each other grow. It's going to be, you're going to learn from one another. I don't know. You're going to learn from each other. You're going to help each other grow. And you'll probably have pretty good sexual chemistry because usually opposites attract, right? Oh. It's the mind. It's all about your heart. It's all about the kind of heart you have. And so, yeah, I hate fucking people except you guys. And I wouldn't want to leave the United States. Right now, I don't know where I would want to live, but right now I'm not particularly happy to leave the United States. And I love my country, but I'm fucking pissed off. And so, yeah, I want to fucking buy a piece of land with a bunch of my friends and have our own little fucking society and tell the rest of the world to fuck off while we grow our food and hang out with our animals and paint in the nude and garden and swim and I don't know.
Raise
animals.
Raise turtles and tortoises.
I think we can have turtles and tortoises. Did you save that pile of shit I gave you?
No, I did not.
If you missed last night's episode, Doug got a lovely pile of shit.
From a tortoise.
A tortoise. It was a burrowing tortoise. Endangered
Not a
species.
burrowing, it's a gopher tortoise.
Gopher tortoise. He got an endangered species shit. What did he do with it? Threw it out. He collects all of this stuff. Wheaties boxes, stupid stuff that makes no sense to me. No, I made you get rid of the 20-year-old stale Wheaties box when we moved.
This Michael Jordan Wheaties box had a game on the back. It's worth a fortune.
Is it really? Didn't you look it up and find out it was worth nothing? That's why you got rid of
nothing if you don't own it.
You threw out your Prince disc.
Oh my God, not the Prince disc. The Prince disc I am killing myself for.
We'll get back to the Prince disc. Write it down. Okay, so my point is the man collects stuff. He should save the turtle shit. And also, I just want my friends to know on the commune, what happens between you and consenting animals is completely up to you. But let's maybe not eat some dogs. I don't want to eat. Don't eat my dog.
There's only one person on this podcast that allegedly may have eaten dog, and that's the person in the mirror for you.
I think you're jumping to conclusions. What did Miguel Ruiz say in the 4 agreements? Don't assume anything. Don't assume I've eaten dog. I'm not going to assume I didn't eat dog.
Restaurant and has dog in the freezer. You ate at the restaurant.
You shouldn't assume.
I'm not good at math.
Have you cooked all of your food in your entire life?
Of course not.
So it's possible that you've eaten dog.
Yeah,
you've probably eaten dog too. Because let's face it, you can't trust food labels.
It's possible I've eaten a lot of whatever. Like there was a thing the other day you could eat. The government allows X amount of insects in food.
Well, actually, it's funny that you should mention that. And do you know that it was? You got to look this up, dates and people, but whatever. The former CEO of Monsanto either was, or is about to be the head of the FDA.
I think that was. I may have.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's not so good.
No conflict of interest there. Oh, and let's talk about Governor Charlie Baker. He's now out of office. Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker, former CEO of Harvard Pilgrim Health, vetoed the Lyme bill with bipartisan support 3 times. Can you say conflict of interest? He should be in fucking prison. And the legislature and the state should be in prison for not fucking getting him out of fucking office. Are these people doing anything for us?
The Lyme bill ended up passing, by the way.
Oh yeah, after the 3 vetoes, it was overrode by the House and the Senate. It just means that they have to cover long-term antibiotics if you have a doctor that'll prescribe it. Okay, great. But long-term antibiotics are not the solution. Ask me how I know.
Consult your doctor
or nurse.
or some.
Actually, the fucked up thing is the CDC actually agrees with me on this because they think after 30 days you can't have Lyme anymore. And I'm saying that after 30 days, you shouldn't be on antibiotics anymore. That's my contention. Based on my personal experience, you should consult your local health authority or whatever. But I did antibiotics for 4 years.
And look at her.
Still sick, destroyed my gut. I got all kinds of fucking health issues and it's a struggle. Today, I couldn't move. I stayed in one position. I wanted to sleep. I'm in a lot of pain right now. Honestly, I would give my left tit for a massage. Maybe you will help me out. Don't look at my asshole. It's very inflamed.
Sounds so inviting.
I said, don't. Do not. It's not supposed to sound inviting. In any case,
I have
to respond to some. Go ahead.
Okay,
Yep.
No, I have a thing, but go do your thing.
Wait, hang on.
We talked about that.
It's. I know he said it's funny how the people travel to the USA to restart their lives. A large percentage of them, not all, are even more driven. USA has its fair share of problems, but it's the best place to upgrade. So I would argue that a lot of immigrants that come to the United States work harder than we do. I know that my family certainly did when they came here. I can't, yeah. To become more than what they were in the original country. Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course. Well, I think that's becoming, I think with the global economy and I think it's becoming less of an issue, but I think that it's certainly better than a lot of countries. I'm just not happy where we're at right now. Doug, greed is good. Greed has built the USA from basic colonies to the superpower of the globe. Greed has business, creates jobs, and increases luxury items. Yeah. I'm okay without any of that.
It also creates poverty.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about any of that. Have you not heard me? I said I would live in a fucking dome for Christ's sake. No.
Replace greed with kindness and see how far that gets you.
Or love.
Or love. Yeah.
Love.
Or togetherness. Or
and guess what, Charlie? I love you. I know you can't take it. Love. You are loved. By the way, everybody watching this right now, and there's only 4 of you, so yeah. You're loved. We love you. Especially the ones we know. Todd, Ann, Charlie, yep. Lisa, Steve. I don't know if they're there. I don't know if Becky's tuning in. I don't know if Jeff's here. It could be anybody. Yeah, somebody could be Laura and Alex. Could be Muck Sticky for all we know. That would be our wildest fantasy is Muck Sticky. Okay, I will say this. Muck Sticky on the podcast would be amazing.
We should try and make that happen.
Ann is saying hello to Todd. Shame on you, Doug. That shot could have been worth millions. The shit. Yeah. She means the shit.
The tortoise shit.
We could have given it to our uncle. We playing past this shit right now.
Tradition. Anyone that comes to our home.
Okay, wait a second. You have to tell that story right now. It's a tradition. Anyone who comes to our home. Doug's 50th birthday.
Oh yes, this is very funny. So, and a bunch of us that went. Hilarious. We all play. We're all musicians, right? So we decided while everybody's there, we'll just pull out the guitars and play. So it was my friend Paul and
George was there.
Stoney, George, my nephew Charles, and myself. We were all playing. Well, Paul brought his guitar, right? He's playing right ever. So it's broken. So he so this is our friend Gautam's house, and Gautam's dad,
an elderly Indian man.
He's just
you have to listen to everything he says. Brown accent, right. Old.
Fantastic guy. Says. Fantastic guy. And so
whatever he says, you have to do it.
So I don't know. I don't know why this happened, but
George is a fucking character.
So George goes over and he picks up. And George doesn't play guitar, he plays drums, but for some reason he picked up the guitar and gave it to Gautam's dad. And Gautam's dad is like, "This is the greatest gift I've ever received." And he goes, "You must sign it." And he goes, "No, take." He goes, "Do I get to keep it?" Yeah. This is your guitar. He goes, "You have to sign it." So George goes, gets a Sharpie, signs Paul's guitar. I don't know how expensive this guitar is, but it's Paul's guitar.
It could be a $10,000 guitar.
Gives it to him, and he's like, "Everybody, look at this guitar that I was just gifted." And then Paul comes out of the bathroom, and hilarity ensued.
Wait, it gets better. we leave and Papa stops us. He's like, the nice man, he gave me the guitar because he showed it to everybody in the party.
Yeah.
Look at the guitar he gave me. And at the end, he says to me, the nice man gave me the guitar and the other men stole it.
The other man, whose actual guitar it
and
was.
Papa was also hammered, by the way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, I'm like, because I don't always understand Papa's accent.
Right, yeah,
and I don't know if he always understands
sometimes.
me. And he's a jokester.
Yes.
Papa will pull your leg. He will say, okay, if you have the hiccups and you're at the tree hands, this is what happens. Why did you not call me? Why did you not call me yesterday?
Oh, I didn't call you yesterday.
Why did you not call me? So stern. Old Indian man, angry at you. Nice gentleman, gives the best hugs. Always
no idea why
gives you tea.
Anger.
Why did you not call?
I didn't know I was supposed to call Papa. What? I don't know.
How are your hiccups? But he waits till you're about to cry.
Oh, he waits till you're like I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like you're about ready to crack, and then he hits you with it.
Let me tell you something. You got to go to the DMV with an old Indian dude. That was one of the best days of my life. Papa and I went in my Jeep with the top off. Papa's band was in the wind. And we got there and we took our picture together. He got his license. I got my license. We had the best time.
It was a good time.
Definitely get yourself. I think everybody should, I realize that immigration is, a hot topic issue right now, but I think that there's a lot of Indians that want to come to the United States. And I think every family should.
Yeah, but not everybody's as fantastic as Papa.
Nobody's as fantastic as Papa. I mean, I don't know, I got Uncle Tom and Papa, pretty close. And's up there. All these people are really up there, but
yeah,
Papa is the man. Anyway, but I just think, we discovered him. We get the OG Papa. Yeah. We only get him fucking part-time. I want every family
everyone needs to
be able to have their own wise old brown man with an accent. Accent is crucial.
Fantastic.
African American, Indian American, Mexican American, anybody just a dark skin, I think.
I think that might be racist.
Well, no, because we're allowed to exclude.
I think anybody.
Hang on.
You're allowed to exclude white people.
Yeah, white men especially. You are excluded. Have you not realized?
What about Uncle Tom today? He would have been a fantastic addition to any family.
Yeah, I don't know why I love Uncle Tom.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
But he didn't have an accent.
No, he
doesn't. And he had some hair.
He did. Yeah, no.
He had some hair. I don't know what even we're talking about anymore, but we're going to loop back. Stacey, I'm working towards building that community that you're dreaming of. Need to read your book of the month, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, starting to connect some dots due to philosophy. I'm glad to hear that. Charlie, you wouldn't believe how much is about manifesting and sex, but that doesn't come till the end of the book. I should probably be done by Monday, but the boys are here next week, so I don't know how much reading I'm going to get to do, but we'll see what happens. And I love that we're reading together. I love that we're talking about this. Guys, I'm finishing up Think and Grow Rich right now by Napoleon Hill. You can get the audiobook online. I'm reading the original 1937 text. I highly recommend it so far. And again, I'm about 100 pages from being done. It's not a light read. The next book we're reading, which I would suggest you join us for if you're that kind of a person, is Think and Grow Rich. No, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I forget the guy's name. Charlie knows it. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the next book we're reading. I've been watching this guy on TikTok and YouTube for a while, but I think I'm going to read the book. And then the book after that we're doing is, or that I'm doing, if Charlie wants to join me, he's welcome to, is Boundaries. It's a book about setting boundaries, which is something I'm personally working on. Clearly, I have trouble.
Breaking and setting.
And Charlie, I love that about you.
And did a lot of traveling today, so she's going to bed.
Anne's checking out for the night.
And guess what?
She loves us.
Loves everybody.
And Jeff says hi.
Hello,
he's just
Jeffrey.
lurking. I talked to your beautiful wife today.
Oh.
She was out in their rental.
Oh, the Camaro?
Convertible Camaro, and she got rained on. She looked like a wet dog.
That happens sometimes.
And I said, that happens. We got stuck last week. And let me tell you something. There is only one thing to do when you get caught in the rain in the convertible, and that is to throw your head back and laugh your fucking ass off. You have to laugh the whole time. That's what you do.
Unless there's lightning, in which time you crouch down.
It's one of the most magical moments. I love you can't do it on purpose. You can't just be like, oh, it's gonna rain, I'm gonna go for a Jeep ride. You have to be like out there genuinely enjoying the day, and all of a sudden you're unprepared and you're drenched. It's the best thing.
And the good thing about not letting it bother you is like
the
other people driving by you are like, oh, those poor bastards, look at them, those sad
nobody
sacks.
ever okay, you've been in the car with me. What do people see? Can you please do an impression of me in the driver's seat?
Catching the rain. Not looking where you're going.
Singing.
Skidding.
Singing.
What
kind of music?
Muck Sticky, probably usually.
Muck
or 90s. Or 90s.
Or that old school rap.
Or that No Rain song. Even in the rain, she still sings
I'm only happy when it rains.
Only happy. Yeah, that's right. We actually listened to that.
What did we listen to last time? Was it?
Oh, when we were coming home from the
Germans?
Southwest Florida New Englanders group, it started raining and we listened to It's Only Happy When It's Rain. I have a fun fact.
Okay.
It's about murder.
Oh, fun.
That 1/2 of all murders are committed when the murderer is drunk. I don't know how they get that stat.
Weed, boys and girls.
I don't know how they get that stat.
And
but
I only use cannabis because I need it for pain relief. But if you're gonna have a little fun, go with something, I don't think all alcohol is bad, and I think it's fine in limited quantities. Like, I enjoy a taste. I enjoy a little bit of wine, but I see so many people that are just making themselves sick and miserable by drinking. Alcohol is a depressant. Like, drink, not to be happy, but to be happier. And then remember, you're going to have a hangover tomorrow.
Well, apparently 50% of all murderers drink to murder. So, apparently that I don't think anybody murders anybody on weed. They're just.
I don't think so, because you can't get off I guess it depends on the strain. Because there's probably one called "You're Going to Kill Your Family," like marijuana.
That's terrible.
There's some fucked up. If you ever want to have a laugh for yourself, look up the names of marijuana strains. Actually, so you remember when we were kids, the fun thing to do is to look at the ticker tape on the bottom of the TV that had the names of the towns that had no school.
Yeah.
And it was always like Foster, Gloucester or whatever had no school. And we used to be scrolling on the bottom of the screen. And so the modern equivalent of that is, well, of course, our numerous social media tags, which we would appreciate if you could follow, like, share, whatever helps us help you. But it's like marijuana strains. Like, that's what we think of. Like, you're like looking at marijuana strains. You're like, oh, I've heard of that place. I've been there. Heard of that one. Heard of that one. Heard of that. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? Mom, where the hell's Quincy Adams?
No School, Millville. No, I still don't, to this day, don't know where Millville
but like,
is.
if I say to you, and I know you're not a pot smoker, but if I say to you AK-47.
I've heard that's a marijuana strain.
Okay, if I say Purple Kush.
From Kush, I would say that's a marijuana.
Okay, if I said,
you're gonna make one up now?
No, I'm gonna. What if I
you were
said,
gonna make one up and try to get me?
What if I said Northern Lights?
I know that's something that you have enjoyed in the past for pain killing.
What if I said Girl Scout cookies?
That is also a strain of
Free Leonard.
Free Leonard. I'm a fan of what Free Leonard brings to your.
Free Leonard makes you so horny and it makes you come so hard, ladies. Get it? Ladies. I don't know if it does anything for the men, but for me,
she don't care.
That's the money shot right there.
It's the money shot.
All weed makes me horny, and it's a problem because if you just like go like this, I'll get all woo, and I will make sex noises. As this occurred at a drag show once. Yeah. Well, it happened at the drag show. Yeah. Oh my God. I have friends that will just be like, come up to me and be like, and I'm like, stop that, because it gives me dirty feelings and I don't want to have those feelings right now. I would like to be alone. Don't touch me. Don't blow on me. Don't make any nice noises. Although.
So you go and sit next to the fan?
I would sit on the fan, especially if it would make my butthole feel better. It's not the point. The point is, I don't even know what we're talking about.
I have another not so uplifting.
I know, but I wanted to finish what we were talking about.
All right, finish what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about.
You threw me off track, is what I'm saying. Why are you getting angry?
Because how did I throw you off track? You just ran out of steam. And
no, I didn't run out of steam. I paused to allow you to say something.
I don't know what we were talking about. Oh, the Girl Scout cookie strains.
The various strains of marijuana, but they get crazier. But
Gorilla Panic.
Oh, that's definitely one.
I was in.
But I've probably tried 20, 30 strains, and there's always a new one.
If you have a favorite made up one, you should enter it in the
the
chat.
marital hate marijuana strain, that would be my life goal right there.
Marital hate would be
You know what my
hysterical
goal, and
name
I was
for it.
talking to Charlie about my goals for my life, and one of the things I'd like to do is to have an empire that kind of came around marital hate, so that I could use the money from it for philanthropy, and of course I would like to live in a commune with my friends, and some new friends too, and so anyway, we were talking about I don't even remember. My brain is going off the track, and you're okay. I'm just very distractible tonight, I guess. So we're gonna read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm glad Lisa made it home safe from the lightning. She could put the top up. It's just like you push a button. The Jeep,
they didn't tell her at the rental place.
In the Jeep thing, it's a whole pain in the ass. Ask me how I know. I got stuck the other day. No one helped me. Robert Kiyosaki is a Rich Dad Poor Dad guy. I think that might be racist. My current strain is called Truck Stop Wedding. See, I've never used Truck Stop Wedding. So anyway, there's great apps like Leafly and other weed apps that you can look up your favorite strains. I would love to get one of them to sponsor us.
I would love to be able to name marijuana, like come up with stuff like porcupine honeymoon. Something like that.
Well, we say all kinds. I mean, like literally, you could come up with the name of a marijuana strain from every one of our episodes, at least one.
Oh, well, tonight's episode.
Remember the one that was sometimes you have to molest a relative to kill them.
Yeah, that wasn't. If you have to love them enough to kill them by molestation. Tonight's episode is right now the front runner is either like-hearted people or my wife ate a dog. Those are the two options we have for tonight's
hand job accommodations for the blind.
Hand job accommodations for the blind, also a good one. But I think when you don't really ever talk about eating a dog by accident very much. So I think that might be the front runner for me anyways. We'll put it out for a vote.
I'm wondering if I get a TikTok, how quickly am I going to get shut down if I put up hand job accommodations for the blind?
Well, half of the blind community, the men in the blind community will be all for it. The ladies will be all like, I'm not doing that. Because in a lot of people's mind, blind people only marry each other.
Really?
Yeah, well, that's in a lot of people's mind. Wheelchair people marry each other.
I don't think that people think that. Opposites attract.
So wheelchair and unicyclist from the circus?
No.
Oh, that's not an opposite. What's the opposite of a wheelchair? I wonder.
Flying.
Oh, those
people who can fly.
Guy in a bat suit.
Why do you assume that he's gay?
I said bat suit.
You said a guy in a bat suit. If you have a guy, you said a guy in a wheelchair and a guy in a bat suit.
I was just thinking like.
Do you assume that all the?
I don't see a lot of ladies in a bat suit.
Do you think all the wheelchair bound are gay?
No, just the ones that are married to bat suit guys.
What do you call it when somebody wants to fuck like a superhero? Charlie. I love you. By the way, Anne saw our high school yearbook and she had a chuckle for herself. I showed her you. You were so cute. He was so big. Charlie didn't grow into his mouth until later either, just like you.
Oh, I was doing a good Charlie impression, but the only word I could say was Stacy.
Yeah, Charlie, you have an accent somehow. How do you have a fucking accent? You're not from anywhere. I mean, you're from Middleborough, but like that's
once I got past
an accent.
Stacy. Yeah, like it was. I'm not nailing it right now, but
exactly
but it was really good. And then, but I was like trying to get like more in the vernacular.
The funnest thing in the world to do is to play Cards Against Humanity with Doug and Charlie. It's the funnest thing in the whole world. I am like quiet as a church mouse in the corner, laughing my fucking head off at those two. I barely talk at all. Actually, I think we should do another Jackbox, but if we could do Jackbox where we bring people on.
Yeah, that would be pretty
that
fun.
would be cool as shit.
That'd be good.
But we can't bring that many people on. How many people can we bring on? It looks like we can only bring 2 on.
Us and another. Oh, we can bring 2. Yeah, I think that's it. Excellent.
Oh, what can I add?
Add an item. Dynamic
a
camera grid.
Slot, a media slot.
I don't know what that is. We're still discovering this.
You guys, platform. We just learned something. We don't know what the fuck it does, but we learned something. Ah! Did we go away for a minute? By the way, marijuana. Tonight's presentation was brought to you by Trainwreck.
By Trainwreck.
Aptly named.
Yeah.
For me.
That's my wife. Rest in peace, Cynthia Weil was a songwriter with her husband Barry Mann. They wrote like unbelievable amount of songs from our lifetime. Starting with wrote songs for actually their best known song was probably "You've Lost That Love and Feeling" by the Righteous Brothers, "Kicks" by and "Hungry" by Paul Revere and the Raiders, "We Got to Get Out of This Place" by the Animals, "Shades of Grey" by the Monkees, "Just Once" by James Ingram, "Running with the Night" Lionel Richie, and "Don't Know Much But I Know I Love You.
I actually had a family I wanted to
Oh,
pray for.
and another one that's famous on TikTok right now is called "Make Your Own Kind of Music" by Mama Cass. It's being used as TikTok music. So this lady's not only her career spanned like multiple generations. This is songwriting talent. She worked for the Brill Building back in the day. Kind of a on the songwriting level of a Carole King. So we lost her today. She's in her 80s. But I always like to pay tribute to people that write that kind of catalog of stuff. Can't even imagine what she was worth with those kind of royalties.
Maybe she rest in peace, and I hope she enjoyed her life and her success. I also wanted to say a prayer for the Gear family, not our Gear family, a different Gear family. Apparently there was a little girl, a family was on vacation in Port Charlotte. A little girl was 4 years old. She went missing and they found her in the canal and she was dead. So, can you imagine you're on vacation and your kid dies like that? I can't. Like,
nope.
You're like,
nope.
Yeah, I just can't. No, first of all, I'm never okay with a dead kid, but like on vacation. No. And then it's like, you're like, every time you go on vacation, it's like you need a vacation from the vacation.
Yeah.
Well, talk about the vacation you need from grieving.
Yeah, I don't think you ever quite.
And I think in this day and age, it's rare for a company to have any compassion for people when they have a loved one lost. Like I think to a corporation, you're a number, a necessary evil.
I've seen
when you have a family member die, everyone around you should be supporting you. But this is why I need to drop out of society so we can live in a hippie commune. And if somebody has someone die or they're sad, we all come around them and love and support them. Yes, Charlie, you too. We're going to love and support you. We're going to love and support you all night long, baby. And also, if you buy the land for our commune, I will let you be called Archbishop. I will personally refer to you as Archbishop. I will even get an Archbishop tattoo.
I will call
you. It will be a chess pawn.
Ferdinand.
It will be a chess piece because we were on the chess team together where we got our varsity letters. Archbishop. See, I think Charlie would buy a piece of land just so I had to call him Archbishop for the rest of our life, and he would drag me to our fucking high school reunion.
I just thought,
and I'd have to go in there and be like, "Oh, me and Archbishop live in a commune together, and he has a monster dong."
I think what would be
not you, like you'd have to force me.
What would be really funny is we get the commune, and then I would challenge Charlie to a
duel.
No, to a game of chess. To bequeath his archdukeness to
maybe that's
to me
hang on a
on
second.
The outcome of this chess game.
Hang on a second. Maybe that's how we established like a monarchy in our kingdom.
Well,
is through games of chess. And anytime you can be challenged. Oh my God, that would be amazing. Okay, hear me out.
But here's the thing.
Hear me out. Ready?
Yeah.
Is this a really good idea?
Probably not, but go ahead.
Okay.
It's probably a little crazy.
We decide somebody can join the kingdom. They play chess. And if you beat whoever's in the role, like, so say you beat the queen, you're the queen. You beat the king, you're the king. Mm-hmm. And anybody can play chess at any time. So there's never any rules. I love it. Unless somebody's really good at chess.
If I'm the king of this commune, in the middle of the game, if I'm losing, I change the rules and start playing like Chinese checkers or checkers, and I get to pull pieces off the board as I jump them, like triple jumps and sideways jumps and things like that. There are no rules here in Florida.
And then I will stand in front of you and show you my fiery butthole, and you will quit and run away in tears.
Oh, you know what's good for a fiery butthole? I have hot sauce. You just dab it right on there.
I don't need hot sauce on my butthole. Don't you want me to stop talking about it already?
Yeah, I really do.
Okay, well, then you have to help me with my butthole.
How am I going to help you with your butthole?
Okay, this is what I want you to do. Get like a Dixie cup, right? And fill it with water and put it in the freezer.
How am I going to? I have to go to the store, buy some Dixie cups.
Do you care about my asshole or not? Anyway, get a Dixie cup. You fill it with water. You put it in the freezer, and then what you're gonna do is like push it out like a push pop almost.
Yeah.
Of the hole.
So it's a
not out of the
piece
cup.
of ice.
Yeah. And then you're gonna soothingly rub it on my butthole.
Why can't you do that?
I can't reach. And I have to spread my ass cheeks so you can do it. My ass is big. You can't do both. What? Why are you looking at that? What?
I'm glad there was only 4 viewers at the time of that nonsense right there.
Tracy will watch tomorrow.
Tracy will watch tomorrow and laugh.
When this podcast inevitably goes viral, people are going to come back and watch all these old episodes, and then we're going to get interviewed on television. And they're going to be like, "Did you mean this when you said that, or what did you mean by that? Or you offended the blah 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 community?" So we'll be boycotted every day by a different community. It'd be great.
So 10 years ago, when we first got together, Stacy started a Facebook thing where she would, when I was sleeping, she would put stuff on my head, take a picture, and post it on Facebook.
It's called Things I Put on Doug. Hashtag Things I Put on Doug.
Not that fun.
I didn't hashtag this mornings. Everybody loves it.
So a lot of people love it, except for me.
He gets stopped in the grocery store.
So I get stopped in the grocery store. Hey, aren't you that guy that his wife put stuff on? I'm like, yeah, that's me. So now I'm going to, this podcast is going to take off. I'm going to go to the store. Hey, how's your wife's butthole? Did you get the Dixie cups in aisle 4? It's just, more of the same.
Did you not know that you were getting what you were getting into? Did I not come as advertised?
I thought you had an iota of couth.
Really? What gave you that impression? The porn star shots that we drank?
Oh, that was my idea.
Or the fact that I wore a princess crown all night and 5-inch heels to mini golf?
Also, my idea was the princess crown. I gave it to you.
That's true, but I wore it all night and I had 5-inch heels on for mini golf.
Well, that's,
And wet hair. And then we went to the restaurant. Everybody knew me.
Yeah.
It wasn't even my favorite restaurant. All right, let's see what we got. You can have the commune, be the queen and commander of the commune, but I want to build a castle of biodomes for the commune. I don't give a shit. Biodome it up. I'm just concerned about keeping it cool. I do not want to be hot or sticky. Okay, maybe I want to be sticky. And maybe I want to be hot. I miss being hot.
Well, not if you put a Dixie cup frozen ice on your butthole. That'll keep it cool.
I think it would level out because my asshole is on fire.
Is on fire.
It is. Oh my god, I usually sing things like that and you make fun of me.
I always call you Alicia Keys.
Charlie says that I recorded him a couple of times during Cards Against Humanity. Just replay the audio for Doug. I'd have to look and dig those up. I have a lot of videos on my phone. I make all these videos and pictures, and I think I'm gonna do creative things with them, and I don't.
I can't back up my phone. I don't know why.
Wasn't that because I had like a lot of fucking shit in my phone, and I hadn't backed it up since I bought it.
Since like forever.
Because we have to go get new phones tomorrow, or we have to pay for another month of fucking AT&T, and we can save money by switching to T-Mobile. So, one of these days we'll play them, Charlie, and one of these days you'll be here. Fame has its price. Apparently the price is what we have to pay for Streamlabs because that's what it's costing us. It's not much, but we had to make a sacrifice in another area to make it happen. So if you guys could support us in any way, shape, or form, like, share, comment, blah, 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 get us a sponsorship, call somebody you know in the music business and get Perfectville to take off. Call Doug for your graphic design needs. He charges $100 an hour. It would be nice if he had some freelance work. What else? You could also just send anal bleaching kits for Doug and Charlie.
Oh, we have the group on. Don't worry about it.
Incidentally, Charlie, I would like to get a video of you dancing in a black satin jockstrap, ideally with you and Doug dancing together, perhaps in a romantic way, like a tango. Oh my God.
Who on earth would want to see that? Nobody.
Raise your hand if you want to see Doug and Charlie in black satin jockstraps doing the tango in a romantic way.
Nobody. See? Nobody's raising their hands.
But Lisa's raising her hand for sure.
No,
Anne would raise her hand.
I don't see anybody
here. Charlie says my proper title should be the Arch Motherfucking Bishop. Again, you buy the land, I will call you the Arch Motherfucking Bishop. However, I will say that Charlie has a tendency to draw the law to him because he looks like Charlie. So Charlie's a handsome man. He just doesn't. You can tell he's different by looking at him. You can tell he's interesting. And he is. He's just as interesting as you think he's going to be. Don't you think?
Is he
Actually, I think he's even more interesting than you think he's going to be by looking
Well, the
at
thing
him.
is, like, Charlie's kind of slow to warm up. There's a very interesting guy under that wide brimmed hat.
Yeah, but he's like, this is the thing is like Charlie is basically when it comes to our friendship, Charlie is 5 margaritas deep. He just tells me what he's thinking. Maybe sometimes he stifles what he's thinking, but I get an earful from time to time. And I never don't know where I stand with Charlie, and that I appreciate that about him. Usually where I stand 999% of the time, or sorry, 9.999, he's annoyed with me. That's where I stand with Charlie. He's annoyed with me.
I have news for everyone. That's about the same percentage I have.
Oh my god, this is my life.
99.99%.
Are you guys annoyed with me too? Is that like the measure of a true friendship with me? Is that you're annoyed with me?
But we still let you be you.
Want to be annoyed.
We let you be you.
How can I be less annoying? Stop scratching my inner thigh on World Podcastum.
Just just stop talking about your butthole for 5 minutes.
I would. Maybe I could get an affirmation for my butthole.
Maybe. Well, you did that yesterday.
That was an affirmation for pooping.
Oh, I thought it was for your butthole. Okay. We're sorry, folks.
What do you mean? What are you sorry for?
I'm sure that nobody in our listening audience needs a affirmation for their
butthole. I know for a fact at least one person that watches this show needs an affirmation for their butthole. They told me about it in great detail, and I know of a few people that I know personally that haven't watched the podcast yet. The next time they ask me about their butthole, I'll tell them, watch episode 52. It's 52? Yes.
Yeah, it's the one about eating dogs. It's not unfortunately, it might have actually happened. And Todd says, we love you just the way you are.
He did spell my name wrong, but I'm going to let it go.
Let it go. He's blind. What the hell does he know about from letter forms?
Well, the only reason is that's the white trash way to spell it.
Your middle name is Lynn. Stacy Lynn.
No, it's not. It's Stacy Elaine. Okay.
Stacy Lynn. Can I read this?
If you want to.
She has Google. She has ChatGPT.
Look, show them my shiny laptop.
Oh, it's shiny.
Is that pretty shiny? And you see this, the butterfly?
Yeah.
Look, and I have it on my water bottle. Yeah. To $1 Dollar Tree. Your girl knows how to party.
The good part about that is when I need to shop for a gift for her, I can go to the toddler area.
It's true.
I love get like stickers.
I love stickers
and like
sparkles,
those
and
things you blow
and
in and they spin.
Oh my god! You know what I want so bad is a bubble machine. I want 2 bubble machines. I want one for out here, and I want one for the Jeep.
You want one for the Jeep?
I want a bubble. Yeah, I want a bubble machine that lets bubbles out the fucking Jeep. Can we get a bubble exhaust? Is that a possible? Please, someone.
I don't know how other people in their cars.
I need a bubble machine.
So, my wife has asked ChatGPT, which is an artificial intelligence platform that will generate content and answer questions for you. Help me write an affirmation about healing my flaming butthole. ChatGPT. I understand that you may be experiencing discomfort, but I will provide you with a more general affirmation focused on healing and well-being.
I want to know about my butthole.
I am actively and gracefully healing my body, embracing the power of restoration and rejuvenation. Every day I am cultivating a sense of well-being and balance within myself. I honor my body's natural ability to heal, and I am grateful for its resilience. As I nourish myself with love and care, my body responds with deep healing and vibrant health. I release any discomfort and embrace a state of comfort, peace, and wholeness. I am on a journey of healing, and I trust my body's wisdom to guide me towards complete wellness. I am open to receiving the support and resources I need for my healing journey.
Okay, that was stupid.
Today and every day, I am moving closer to optimal health and vitality. Please note that if you are experiencing persistent discomfort or health issues, it is advisable to seek medical advice from a healthcare professional. Like a wave.
Okay, so while you were doing that, I felt like that affirmation was a little bit much, but it might have been your accent was really bad. But I love
it. Was about 6 different accents as I went through
I
it.
don't
It
even
was
know what
German.
that was. It wasn't good. I don't know. It was not your best.
It was,
he
like,
usually does really good accents and impressions. Bobby Doug.
You want to read it as Bobby Doug?
Oh, no, they don't want to hear that again. You can read something else as Bobby Doug. Charlie says, I want to tell you what my friend's saying, and I'll tell you this. Charlie says, as much as I want you to be less annoying, I never want you to change. Now, I asked Zach today what it's like to be my friend. And he didn't answer because he was mad at me for sending him a picture of a hemorrhoid butthole. But and he hung up on me. Let's see, what was I saying? As much as I want you to be less annoying, I never want you to change. I asked him what it was like to be my friend. I think Charlie just summed it up right there.
Yeah.
As long as I want you to be less annoying, I never want you to change. I have to tell Zach that. Anne says, I'm ready to crash, but came back once I crawled into bed. Great Indian accent.
Well, it wasn't exactly
Indian. It wasn't
was,
his best.
It was like
he
Indian,
does,
Austrian.
When he gets going on his Indian accent, it is so good. He does all of the accents.
I don't want to offend anybody. That's why I mixed it up into a bunch of...
He has characters he does. He does Bobby Doug. He does, I don't know.
Clark.
I hate Clark. Clark and Moist Mouth are gross.
Oh, Moist Mouth is a fantastic... individual.
Creature is weird.
If we can find the Creature video, it was so good.
I will find it.
In our old house, there was like one of the walls in the bedroom was like a diagonal, and I crawled over into the corner
and pulled his shirt up over his head.
The shirt up over. It was unbelievably funny, and it harks back to my dad when I was a little kid. He would take a matchbook cover and cut it in diagonal, like zigzag, stick it in his teeth so it looked like he had like kind of triangular teeth, and he'd take the lining out of his suit as overcoat and turn it inside out so it was like woolly. So he'd put the woolly on and come out. Unbelievably funny, like one of those like unbelievably funny things that you would ever see in life. So yeah, well, that the Creature was doing that, but it was an homage to the woolly.
This is my life. Doug, with an accent like that, you could be working at Comcast, a call center in India, or
it wasn't an Indian accent. It was sort of.
It was a terrible accent.
It was amalgam.
Calling that a good
amalgam,
Indian
so I don't
accent,
offend anybody.
Because it was a terrible mishmash. He can do Indian. He can do British. He can do pretty much all of them. And Anne is laughing at Todd White.
We love all people here. We don't mean to offend anybody. I was trying to mix a German, Austrian.
Just do the accent. Do the accent and then say, please understand that this was done with the greatest of reverence to you and your people. I find accents to be sexy. And as you guys know, I've been trying to get him to do an accent in bed for a very long time, but no,
I will say
not once has he called me his friend.
I will say this about me, white dude. I can't speak another language. People with accents usually can speak 2 languages. That automatically makes them smarter than me. And who am I?
And they have jobs, unlike you.
They have wives that don't talk about their flaming butthole on the internet.
You want a different wife?
Sometimes. Oh. Sometimes a lot. You're a lot to deal with.
Please. Give it your best shot.
Well, I got my my side pieces.
Let me remind you.
I use our points.
You only drive to Publix and back. So your options are.
But if I'm driving to get away from you, maybe I'll suck it up.
Well, if I die, you can move back to Massachusetts. You're gonna pull a trailer?
Not pull a trailer.
And how would you move back to Massachusetts?
I'm gonna put some stuff in a pod.
And then what are you gonna do with the Jeep and the Volvo?
The Jeep, I'm gonna just set fire to it with you in it.
I mean, that's fitting, but go ahead.
See what I mean? It is fitting.
Can you just take me in the Jeep out to like the forest? I hope that's not a machine spraying. My neck hurts so much.
Well, why don't we give this podcast a podcast a kick in the head?
We had so many things we wanted to talk about. We never
circled back. Anyway,
to them.
I don't know how I have more notes now than I did when I started the show, but
I always have notes.
My wife hated dog is probably the best note.
No, I think hand job accommodations for the blind. accents are easier in Cards Against Humanity. I think they're less offensive in Cards Against Humanity, Charlie. Doug can do them. He just gets nervous because he doesn't
I don't
want
want to
people to
offend
hate
anybody.
him. I, on the other hand, believe in the that people are compassionate and understanding, and when they actually knew what I was saying, that I was joking, that I never have ill intentions toward anyone, not even the people that ride Pelotons. For fuck's sake, I've talked about how we should pray for people who harm us every single day. So sometimes that's hard, but we do it anyway.
Indeed. Okay, so
And
we're grateful for everybody joining us. We're great. I am
Yes,
grateful
that's-
that
we
Ann
usually
came
save
for
the
a
best for
beautiful,
last.
beautiful visit.
I'm thankful we
with
got
our
to meet
friend.
Uncle Tom.
Uncle Tom was. I'm grateful for him.
Grateful for all Uncle Tom does for the
and
veterans.
all he does for the veterans. We're grateful for veterans because without them,
Yes.
we might not have
We're grateful
freedom,
for the
etc.
bug bite thing.
I was grateful for a lovely dinner tonight.
Oh,
The
yeah.
little salad
Dinner was
thing.
good. I'm
Yeah.
grateful for that dinner, too. I'm also grateful that the guy that came this morning was not a serial killer.
It was not. We did not die.
I'm grateful we woke up to internet today and I only had to spend 20 minutes on the phone with fucking Quantum.
Yeah.
What are you thankful for?
I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight. I'm gonna be. Can I be pre-thankful for that?
I'm ready to fall asleep right now. Although I kind of have the munchies.
And
I'm
I'm
definitely thirsty.
thankful for. I'm just thankful for many, many things.
Many, many things.
I'm thankful for my little lizard friend that lives out here.
You are thankful for your lizard friend. I'm thankful that I got to see what a curly tail lizard looked like today. We in fact do not have one.
Yeah.
I thought we did. I have a lizard whose tail curls, but he's not a curly tail lizard.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that Anne was such a good house guest and washed her bedding. She's so sweet.
I'm thankful that she got back to her other family on the other.
No, I'm not. Fuck those people. I want her here. We love Anne.
We do.
I don't think your sister listened tonight.
Well, maybe we ease her in. Who knows? Maybe we
Can you ease anyone in
to this nonsense?
I don't know what you guys are thankful for, but we're gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
And we're thankful for you every night. We're gonna miss you this weekend.
And,
honestly, God, we'll be thinking about you all weekend. By Monday, we'll have good notes. We'll be ready to go. But I think tonight worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
And we usually a lot of times we'll be like, oh fuck, we have nothing planned tonight. And those are some of our best episodes.
Indeed. And I would say that and remember, tomorrow's Saturday, and then following that is Sunday. We don't do the podcast on those days. So
so Monday and next week the boys are going to be here, so we have to figure out.
So we may have an extra guest or two.
We have to figure out, boys, if you're watching, which we hope you are, or maybe not. Let us know about how you think you might want to interact. Do you want to sit up front? Do we want to do a panel? Do we want to swap it out? Do you want to do production work? If you want to be involved in the podcast in any way, we would love to have you. We can't wait till you get here, and it'll be soon. Oh, look at that. Aw, Huddy's here, and he's thankful for the two of us. We're thankful for you, Huddy. We've talked about you on many podcasts.
We need Huddy to come down and be on the show.
Yeah, and you had a promise to me from last October, and there's a flamingo waiting for you. I'm just saying. And my friend got me a chocolate bar. I think. I don't know if she left it here, so I think. I'm like, oh, you left something here. Am I supposed to keep that? Oh, she says she did listen for about 10 minutes. Her sister did listen to us playing for about 10 minutes. That and you left some stuff on the dining room table. And if you're not careful, I'm going to force Huddy to do it with me in the pool. Huddy, I love you and we miss you so much. He's our pal. He is, and I'm so sad that we didn't get to go to Stan's that day because I've been saying for weeks that I want to go to Stan's. And I'm like that I missed everybody and I just didn't feel up to it. And I have not been. I was able to drive in the Jeep yesterday with Anne. And I was able to walk into the restaurant, but that was about it. And I was in bad shape when we got home. Well, but I was able to put a smile on my face. Thank you to copious amounts of marijuana. The candy is all for you. I need to send you at least that gift card because I can't. I would use it, but it would be only worth like $5 to me. Whereas to you, it would be worth $25. So I'm going to send it back to you. Use it for yourself and let me know what oils you want. I'll send you stuff. If anybody wants doTERRA essential oil, I have a wholesale membership. If you want to buy a wholesale membership of your own because you would use it and I can show you what I do, you should do that because it's a good deal. I wouldn't recommend it as a business. However, if you have an essential oil you want and you want to Venmo me, I'll give you my discount. I don't care. Like I just want to help people out and I want to give everybody access to clean products. And they you can make your, the essential oils can be used. I use them a lot of the time in place of obviously home fragrance, cleaning products, beauty products, you name it. Bug spray right now we're using it to keep bugs away. And we use a lot of our other products like their skincare line, which was recommended by my esthetician, who I've not gone to in a very long time. In case you can't tell, did you see these little? My face is dehydrated, and I have these weird bags, and it's terrible.
You should put castor oil.
I'll be there soon if you promise to share the chocolate bar. Oh, I will save the chocolate bars, but the chocolate bars are a little bit different than we had talked about. And you'll be a fun guy by the end of the night. That's all I can tell you. And Honey loves us. And I don't know.
What more do you need than Huddy's love?
A Honey hug. Doesn't Honey give the best hugs?
Huddy, it makes me feel like I'm being lifted by a giant that
Doug doesn't hug. Doug's like not
climbed,
a hugger. He's like,
that climbed down a beanstalk.
We're men. I'm going to shake your hand.
And I like
Huddy. And Huddy is like, fuck that. And he picks Doug up and squeezes him and swings him around like a rag doll. It's amazing.
Because
I love
I think
it.
I'm a delightful young man.
I don't know, but I love him. He's like, I don't know. He's like I wish he was my brother.
He says it sounds like his kind of chocolate bar.
We're gonna have a real good time.
Don't worry, Honey. I will be the adult.
And Honey,
I will make
just
sure
in
that
time,
you guys have
new Muck Sticky album came out, and I know
and
how
things.
much you love Muck Sticky.
All right.
How can you not like a song called "I Hate to Be the One to Tell You, but I Done Fucked Your Mama"? You have to love it. Anyway, we love you. Go to sleep. Sorry, we're crazy. Monday. Tell your friends.
Tell all your friends. We'll see you Monday. And in the